Welcome to the Disability Forever Homes podcast. My name's Bruno and this show is for SDA investors, support coordinators and anyone involved in specialty disability accommodation who wants practical, real-world insight, not theory. Each episode I break down what's happening in the SDA market, what causes vacancy, what actually fills homes, and how to get better outcomes for participants and investors. All right, let's get in today's episode. Episode 2, SDA Vacancy, the matching process explained, and why it's not like a normal lease. Today's episode is specifically for anyone who has an SDA property that's vacant, or anyone who has a property vacant in the past, or anyone building an SDA right now, and they're quietly thinking, what if this thing sits empty? Because vacancy is a big fear. And what I want to do today is remove the mystery from it. I want to explain in plain English how matching actually works, why it's not like a normal lease, who influences it, what timelines really look like, and most importantly, what you can do to increase your chances of filling the home. So if your property is empty right now, I want you to hear this clearly. Vacancy doesn't automatically mean the property is bad. Most of the time, vacancy means one of three things. The property isn't visible to the right people, the offer isn't clear, or the matching pathway isn't being managed properly. Let's unpack that. Why people get SDA vacancy wrong. Let's start with the biggest misunderstanding in SDA. A lot of people treat SDA like normal real estate. In normal property investing, you list the home on either realestate.com or Domain. People inspect the property. You get applications. You choose a tenant and the property's leased. The whole process can be simple and fast, but SDA is different. In SDA, you're not just leasing a house. You're facilitating a transition in someone's life. You're talking about a person's safety, their independence, their routines, their supports, their relationship with carers and support teams, their family and decision makers. So a participant doesn't just think, is the rent affordable and does it have a nice kitchen? No, they think, will I feel safe living here? Will I be supported properly here? Will my life be better here? And the people around them think, will this be stable? Will this provider respond properly? Is this going to be a smooth transition or a disaster? So when investors panic about vacancy, it's often because they're applying a normal rental mindset to an SDA system. And if you do that, you'll always feel stressed because SDA doesn't run on the same track. Here's the line I want you to remember. SDA vacancy is rarely a demand problem. It's usually a pathway problem. Let me repeat that. SDA vacancy is rarely a demand problem. It is usually a pathway problem. Who actually influences matching? Now let's talk about the matching decision. One of the biggest mistakes investors make is thinking the participant chooses and that's it. Yes, the participant choice matters. It's their home. But in reality, the decision's often influenced by a circle of people, depending on the participant's circumstances. That circle may include, yes, the participant, family members or a nominee, the support coordinator, the SIL provider, if SIL supports are needed, an OT or allied health team, and sometimes hospital discharge teams, or behaviour support practitioners. Now, why does this matter? Because each one of those people ask different questions And if you don't answer those questions clearly, you lose the match. Let's break it down. The participant might be thinking, do I like the vibe of this home? Does it feel like a real home? Can I picture my life here? Will I have privacy? Do I feel safe? The family might be thinking, is my son or daughter safe here? Will the supports show up? Is the provider trustworthy? What happens if something goes wrong? The support coordinator might be thinking, how responsive is this provider? Will they communicate properly? Do they understand the system? Is the intake process smooth? Will this create more work for me or less work for me? The SIL provider might be thinking, can we staff this area? Do we have workers nearby? Does the layout actually support safe care? Are there any design issues that make support harder? And the OT might be thinking, does this home generally support independence? Is the accessibility practical? Are the risks reduced? Does it align with the participants' functional needs? So matching isn't just nice property, great, move in. Matching is, does the entire setup create confidence for everyone involved? And here's the key. Confidence fills SDA homes, not just advertising. The real matching timeline, what it often looks like. Now let's talk about timelines. This is where investors get caught because even when a participant wants the property, moving isn't instant. So I want to talk you through what typical matching timelines can look like. Not always, but often. Step 1 is discovery. First, the property needs to be discovered. If the home is not visible to the right networks, it doesn't matter how good it is, and discovery does not just mean it's listed online. Discovery means it appears where support coordinators are looking. It's presented professionally. It's being proactively shared with the right people. Step 2, initial suitability check. Next is the quick filter. Support coordinators and teams will look at SDA design category, for example, high physical support, robust, fully accessible, improved livability, the suburb and surrounding area, whether the home is shared or single occupancy, whether there's an overnight assistance space, whether the home seems compatible with the participant needs. If your listing doesn't make this information clear immediately, they move on. Step 3, soft inquiry plus trust check. Then comes what I call the trust check. This is where someone asks questions like, is this home available? What does it suit? How do inspections work? What's the process? And the speed and professionalism of your response matters more than people realise. If you take 3 days to reply, you can lose the match. If the response is messy, you can lose the match. If you overpromise, you can lose trust. Step 4, inspection and the walkthrough. Then comes the walkthrough. And this is important, as an SDA walkthrough is not a normal inspection. It's often emotional. Participants and families are imagining a major life change. They're looking for comfort, safety, privacy, practicality, and the way the home is presented matters. Step 5, support alignment. After that, the support alignment phase begins. This can include confirming SIL arrangements or SIL readiness, staffing viability in that area, compatibility considerations if shared living, risk planning, routines and transport, allied health considerations. Step 6, transition planning. Then, depending on the participant, there can be transition planning. That might include a few short visits, staged introductions to the housemates, sometimes trial stays, behaviour support planning. If relevant, setting up the participants' room and supports. Step 7, the move-in. Then move-in happens and the real work begins, keeping the household stable. So when someone says, why can't we fill it in 2 weeks like a normal rental? This is why. Because the SDA journey is not just renting, it's a transition. Why some SDA homes fill fast and others don't. Now, here's the part that frustrates investors the most. They see another property lease quickly and they think, how did they do that? In my experience, it comes down to 2 things. Number 1, speed plus clarity wins. Fast response times, clear process, clear info pack, professional communication. If someone inquires and you respond quickly, clearly and confidently, you stand out. Most people don't do this well. Number 2, correct positioning wins. A lot of listings try to appeal to everyone, but in SDA, the more you try to suit everyone, the less you suit anyone. You need to position clearly who the home suits, what supports it's aligned with, and what the next step is. When a support coordinator sees clarity, it reduces their risk. When risk is reduced, confidence increases. When confidence increases, placements happen. The matching kit, every SDA property needs. Now let's make this practical. If you want to reduce vacancy, you need what I call a matching kit. This is what you should have ready today for every SDA property. Number 1, a 1-page coordinator pack, a simple PDF, not 15-page brochure, a clean 1-page summary that answers what is the address of the dwelling type, what SDA category is it designed for, who does it suit, key features in plain English, proximity to services and transport, is it shared, is it single occupancy, what is the inspection and intake process, who do they contact and how quickly will you respond. Number 2, a clean photo set plus floor plan. Photos matter, video matters, and not dark iPhone photos. Clean, bright, professional photography. A floor plan is critical because it helps teams visualise the flow. Number 3, a short video walkthrough. This is huge. This builds confidence quickly. It also saves time because people understand the home before they make an inquiry. Number 4, clear intake steps. You should be able to explain the next steps in 1 sentence. Something like this. If you think it's suitable, we can arrange a walkthrough this week. Then we'll guide you through the intake process and transition planning. Clarity creates confidence. Confidence reduces vacancy. The anchor to NDIS reality. And I want to add, as a quick reminder here, SDA exists within the NDIS framework. Participants' choice matters, eligibility matters, and reasonable and necessary support sit behind the scenes of how participants live. So if you're ever unsure about official framework around SDA, your first reference point should be the SDA information on the NDIS website. All right, let's wrap this up. Today we've covered why SDA vacancy isn't like normal leasing. We've covered why investors get SDA vacancy wrong, who influences the matching process, what the real matching timeline can look like, why some homes fill faster than others, and the matching kit you should have ready to go. And the big message here is SDA vacancy is usually a pathway problem, not a demand problem. If your home is vacant, improve visibility, improve clarity, improve response times, and make it easy for the support coordinators to say yes. Thank you for listening. If you found this episode useful, share it with another SDA investor or a support coordinator. It generally helps more people find the right housing. If you'd like support with participant matching, reducing vacancy, or understanding what your property is best suited for, reach out to Disability Forever Homes. My name's Bruno, and I'll see you in the next episode.